Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Through the Ropes podcast. I am King Kai Stewart, as most of you know. Just concluded world title number 5, and I'm joined, or I am joining, my good buddy Jake and Paris. Dakota's over there as well, and we are here to drop some knowledge. We just medicated outside, and now it's time to dig deep. So let's go.
Oh yeah. First off, we want to give a big shout out to our sponsors. We have Great Northern Dispensary. We also have Fire Pizza, and then the ever amazing Fresh Bread Productions, Paris over here. You need any amazing video or photography done, go ahead and give Paris a look. He's also now starting to sell prints on his page of the amazing photos that he's done. So go ahead and give it a look and buy yourself some amazing artwork. All right, Kai, we're just getting you back here, back from Dubai. How you feel, man? Like you were saying in the intro, your world title defense, number 5 in the books. What's cooking? How you feeling?
Well, let's just elephant in the room. Not my best intro, but we're still working on it. I'm glad to be here, though. I'm glad to be here. I'm a perfectionist, kind of like that fight performance. I hate being cocky, though, so I'll take a step back there. It was a perfect performance. I'm pretty proud of it. 0 cuts, 0, no too big of damage. Just my hands are pretty banged up because I landed 156 bare knuckle strikes. Yeah. But all in all, great trip. Had a blast. Met amazing people. Met up again with Conor. So couldn't have asked for a better trip.
Yeah, it seems like every time we've talked about this last time after your defense in Billings, it's every time you just get better in one fashion or another. You barely look like you got nicked in the Jimmy fight. I mean, now you look like we're barely even sparring out there. You look good, man. Yeah,
I had a big old fat lip from Jimmy, but it was 2 back-to-back performances just showing that bare knuckle, you don't have to go in there and brawl. We're professional high-level strikers, and I proved it. I'm not getting hit. I'm hitting people. Like I said, 156 strikes is quite a bit for bare knuckles. Yeah. That was my 6th 5-round fight in a row. And I don't care. I really don't care because now I have over an hour of fight time, and nobody else can really say that.
Right.
So, we're just learning this sport as we go, and I'm glad that I get to lead the pack.
Well, and people can say what they want, but the 5 rounds every time are interesting. It's not like you're dancing around and not throwing punches. You're constantly putting pressure onto people, forcing them back and having to make moves that maybe they don't necessarily want to. Like I said, every round is interesting. You want to watch the fight. It's not boring.
Yeah, we train all the time for somebody to come at me. So the day that somebody actually puts me on my back foot, I think, that's whenever the real knockout will come. But I put the forward pressure fighting people on their back foot every single time, and that makes me feel good. I don't got to back up. Yeah, I back up a little bit, but that's to avoid punches. But then I'm right back in their grill. Bare knuckle is just so dangerous. People that there were so many fighters that were dominating their fight over, even on the Dubai cards, they're dominating their fight, but then they get into a firefight and then they lose or make it a 50-50 super hard fight.
Yeah.
I take the hard out of it, and I'm starting to make this stuff look easy. So
yeah, for sure. It definitely looked easy. I mean, not that Tommy didn't put up a fight or anything, but it became very evident, pretty clear in the fight that the speed, and then like we were talking, we just had an amazing brunch at the Wild Hair, but we had a good discussion beforehand. But just your angles that you were taking, just everything that you were doing seemed like you were light years kind of ahead of what Tommy was doing there. So
yeah, it felt his age might have caught up to him. All of his previous fights, he was throwing some crazy combinations. I don't watch a lot of film on my opponents. I kind of watch on fight week, just kind of, okay, let's see how they start. Let's see how they, all this and that. But I watched and I was like, oh, damn, this guy actually has hands. This guy has some crazy combinations. Like, I slept on him a little bit, but it doesn't change my fight camp. Like, no matter what, I never train for an opponent. I just train to get better.
Yeah.
So it does, like, that never changes anything. But yeah, and then I put the forward pressure fighter, that's how he's always fought, on his back foot, and these guys don't know what to do with it.
Yeah. You've kind of been creating some iconic photos we were talking about. I mean, the American flag photo, dude, just went off so hard. And I don't know if you shared it or who shared it, but the picture of Tommy falling backwards with you holding the hand up, you did that against Rivera.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'd seen you do that before, but I think that's like, that's a beautiful picture moment, especially as your opponent's falling down, but like throwing the hand up. And I think that's kind of a cool signature thing that you're kind of creating now as well.
Yeah, it's all about the socials, man. And there was a lot of moments in that fight where, you know, I was getting pissed, and but all those make great moments. Like I was able to yell at Dan Mergliotta and simultaneously just put an absolute clinic on. And it's like, it's always 2v1 in there, and it's like, after rewatching, my hands are lightning fast. Yeah. Like that's the only thing to say is they just missed it, because all the punches that were knocking this guy down were so fast. But whenever you slow it down, slow-mo it, I was cleaning him out with my right hand, and those were the punches that actually turned his head. Yeah. So having a couple of those knockdowns taken away from me, it kind of helped me just put on another iconic moment of me just saying, like, quit. Like, just give it to me. Like, I'm trying. I'm doing everything I can. But it was a great experience, and Dan Mergliotta is still my favorite ref out of every ref possible. Dan Mergliotta, I think, overall has done the best job. So it sucks that it happened, but we still dominated.
So, I mean, kind of not to dig more into that, but it's like you had the one in Rivera right off the jump, the big missed one. Mm-hmm. And then a couple of times it did seem like, not like it was getting to you, but what do you, because you see you react, and it's fun for me to sit back and just listen. I love listening to people talk. So when we're watching these fights, people are like, oh, he's too worried about that, blah, blah. It's like, nah, dude, this dude's in the game. Yeah. But it's like, what do you do for yourself to kind of, in the moment that angers you, because like that's a huge thing that counts for you. What do you do to kind of refocus? Or it's not like you lose your focus, but what do you do to kind of bring it back in, and it's like, all right, back to business?
Well, unfortunately, it becomes because those emotions are true, so I don't want to say that it's fake, but I don't have to be saying that to the ref. I'm good, but I do think that it adds a level to the show, and it gives me a chance to let my voice be heard. And at least watching it back, I was right. I felt my hand go on his chin, and I knocked him. Yeah, like I knew that. But I also, on the negative side of this, is I have a track record of, even in high school wrestling, like the high school refs couldn't figure it out. And it's, like I said, mistakes happen. Whenever consistent mistakes happen with very basic rules, it's like, I wasn't afraid to talk shit, which is also why I had a reputation. But it's like, I would ask ref for my points. I was like, oh, can I get him that time? Like, so it's like, this is nothing new. This is nothing new. And it's, I give refs the credit where credit's due as well. It's a hard job. I've done it myself, and I know I've missed calls, but it's learning from those mistakes is the biggest issue. And sometimes they just don't. And, hats off to them. They're like, especially high school refs, cool, but Dan Mergliotta, he's one of the best in the business, and he's made like it. The good news is we still have humans doing the reffing. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm thankful that we don't give it to an AI, and because who knows, they can manipulate that however they want. All it takes is one code to give one fighter just a smidge of an advantage, no matter what. Yeah. And that's something that I'd rather deal with mistakes than deal with potential cheating. So,
well, and dang it, I forgot what I was gonna go with there. But
I won't shut the fuck up.
No, dude, I love hearing it. Well, and yeah, mistakes happen, but it's not like we're mad at these people. But what's nice about you, this is where I was going. What's nice about you kind of being vocal is you're kind of letting the dude know in moment, like, hey, kind of what the hell, like, be on your toes a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad that you said that. It's all real emotion, because that's what I was going to ask too, is like a part of it you trying to create more of a show. Mm-hmm. Because also what I noticed what you were doing during the fight is you kind of a couple times tucked your hands a little bit behind you there. Is that just something, do you practice for that, or is that you just knowing like you're just like that? I
get comfy in sparring. I have a lot of fun in sparring, and like I do want to stay solid. I'd rather stay solid, but I am a showman. So I did that shit in wrestling. I'll do it in fighting. It's just a part of me that it just makes me who I am. I do like to, but one of the biggest things is we are trying just to remain solid, especially in bare knuckle. Anything can happen, and I put my hand behind it was so smooth with it though. I put hands behind my back directly into just a clubbing left hook. Oh my gosh, it is just too good.
You transitioned very well. I was gonna say, yeah, you did it a couple of times, but I noticed like once you did it, like kind of pumped twice and then like went right in on that. And yeah, just well, and that's a part of it too. We were talking about at breakfast. Like you've been so good about. I mean, nothing against BKFC, but like a lot of what you're doing right and well is just this self promotion, and it's little things like that are adding a little bit of extra. Not only are you providing a good show with the display of fighting that you're putting on, but you're adding these little extra notes. The hand up is you get a knockdown, or the hands behind the back. It's just, or when you had Duran and you're doing the break, you're already in their head with what you're doing as a fighter, and then you're doing these other little things just to.
Well, speaking of the breaking symbol, hats off to Tommy. He's the only person that truly acknowledged. The first time he acknowledged it, he welcomed it. He went like this with a smile on his face. And then the second time he gave me my nod, because I did it again in like the third round, and it was just setting in, and he gave me the, okay, I understand now. Yeah. Like these guys just don't understand what it's like fighting a fighter that they can't train for one, and no matter how hard they work on their cardio, it'll never be as good as mine. So yeah, we have a lot to be grateful for, but yeah, I love being the showman. Yeah, like showman first, let's go.
Right. Well, and it just gives the people just a little bit more extra reason to tune into like what you're doing on your socials, and just as a fighter, you're creating an awesome show. What's it like for you, like as a fighter, mid-fight, like you start to realize that, like you're saying, like these people are breaking. I mean, you did it to HD, you did it to Duran, you did it to Rivera. It's like, what is it like to you to look across to your opponent and you can physically like see in them that you're
the most exaggerate story for this came from my amateur title in Salt Lake City, Utah. It was a month after a split decision loss. I didn't train for it. It was amateur. It was up a weight class. Didn't have to cut as much weight. But it was like 28 days after the one fight. And so I go into Utah, and Utah's at crazy elevation for a 5-round fight. We go into round number 3 and I'm dying. Like I literally thought that I was dying. And I started like apologizing to Sears, who drove me down there. He was my only corner down there. And, I said, Sears, I'm so sorry I didn't train properly for this fight. I'm so sorry. I'm gassed. I don't know what to do. I can't feel my legs. Like I was just going into it. He said, Kai, shut up and look at your opponent. My opponent was literally crawling on the ground after like 30 seconds, still wasn't to his stool yet, literally dying. And I looked back at Sears like, okay, I think I'm good. I went out there and I finished him that round. But just the power of, you gotta frustrate your opponent, and then you gotta step on the gas, and then eventually you gotta step on their throat. And that's just the thought process of it. There's no sigh of relief, because even though I have him broke, the job's not done yet. Yeah. So, and then it's after the fight, it's like, okay, I broke him and dominated the fight, like undeniable.
Yeah. When it seems like we talked about last time, just the DL difference.
The DL difference,
what
baby.
I mean? And just being exposed to like the training facility in Spokane, and just getting different looks from different people. And then Eaglestone Boxing. Right?
Eaglestone Boxing.
Yeah. Colin, right?
Coral.
Sorry.
Coral Reef.
Yeah. And so what is it? How does that feel to you, knowing that, I mean, and it's, Spokane is obviously like a bigger market, but knowing that you're in still kind of like a smaller market, and you literally were doing what you're doing here in Great Falls, and now you're in a place, we're know that you're this.
We're going to keep spreading it. I really hope to take a fight to Spokane, only because I love Montana, but I know that bare knuckle doesn't really like coming here for whatever reason, and I would love to force him to come back. But if it could help me make more money, I know it's close enough that my Montana people will come watch. The Montana will rally around a Spokane fight, and it's still the Pacific Northwest. I have Montana tattooed on my back. Like we're taking this thing to the moon, and there's just things I got to do, and I think the Spokane market is going to be very crazy, and I think that's the next step in my career to really just, put this area on lockdown, not just the state of Montana,
right.
but once I get the Pacific Northwest, we just keep expanding little by little and just become just a global icon. Just keep moving.
Well, they have a couple amazing spots there to fight at too.
I know. I think the Spokane Arena would be amazing.
Yeah, that's the one right on the river.
Yeah, right? And that's the one with that's where their hockey team plays, and
right,
arena football as well.
Okay.
And it's a good spot. It's a really good spot, and we could sell that thing out.
I think that would be awesome, and there's no question that people would travel. People travel to go see you in Dubai. I don't think you'd have a hard time getting people to travel to go see you in Spokane.
Yeah, and I'm in the end, bare knuckle is just interesting in general.
Yeah,
you put billboards up, people will go.
Yeah. So we kind of laughed last time. You said that you kind of got a dirty look from your nurse because Dakota had the black eye from her fight and your hand was a little busted up. Did you have to go see anyone? Your hands, you were telling us, is a little swollen, a little sore.
I just got a boxer's knuckle going on. My everything's fine. Tendons are fine. Everything's fine. It's just sore, as it should be expected, but they're getting stronger. Yeah. That's the good news, is that they are definitely getting stronger, and I'm going to continue just to do the proper things, recover them as best as I can, take real time off, don't rush anything, and they'll be ready to go by my next fight.
That's awesome. Well, and like we were talking at breakfast, I legitimately thought near the end of the first, you cracked Tommy with a right, and then you came in. It looked like a two-step, just hard right, and you heard it so distinctly, like even just watching it on TV, like you heard it. Mm-hmm. And I had asked, had you hurt your right hand, because it looked like you were starting to go to the body a little bit more and throw that left a little bit more. Not saying that you did, but what does it feel like for you knowing that you don't have to rely so heavily on just one hand, that you can change angles, you can switch that left and work different stuff, where if you have to make an adjustment like that you can confidently do it and still dominate in a fight?
I wish I was like a smart tech nerd, and I wish I could like design an AI to go through my fights and really just show me every one of my statistics, like how many punches did I throw with my right hand, how many punches, because being able to switch and balance that, if my hand would hurt, I just fucking switch and do the same shit with the other hand, and then I'd go back to it and get a couple more punches off and then switch. So it'd be very, very interesting to see how well I balance that workload, because once that adrenaline's going, everything's hard to feel, but you still feel it. It's bare knuckle. And after you've been in so many bare knuckles, it gets to the hands. But I've never broke the hands, having nothing with tendons. Everything's going great. So but the hand pain is another reason I'm going to be asking for more money. It's time to start getting paid, because I'm putting real pain on the line in a perfect performance. I had a perfect performance and my hands are in pain. So let's go. I want to be the face of this company, and I want to stay with this company, and I'm going to, like I said in my post fight, I'm going to make this company a buttload of money. So let's roll.
Well, I feel like for someone who came from Great Falls, Montana, man, you're doing pretty good. And I feel like you're just what you're creating with your style and how you're going about. I mean, like I said, like you have this cocky attitude, but you're very humble. You put on a good show in the ring and outside of the ring. You're showing everyone that you're doing the work with the videos you're posting, with DL and stuff. So I feel like you're perfectly, on the way there. So
it's I'm super grateful in the end. I have to bitch to advance and protect myself, but in reality, like you said, I'm a kid from Great Falls, Montana, and I'll even one up that and say Loma, Montana, with 50 people. So it's just insane to me, and I have a lot to be proud of. But I want a Montana ranch. I want some Montana land. Maybe with some fishing access would be the cherry on top, but that's why it's very easy for me to still say job's not done. Right. Like people say, the 5 world titles, how do you stay motivated? It's like, you guys have no idea. There's so much to be motivated about. So
one, like we talked about it, as you continue to build your brand, and obviously you're not greedy for wanting money. This is an extremely dangerous sport where you can get hurt very easily. So wanting to be paid appropriately for the things that you're doing, I don't think anyone would. But and like we were talking about, like if you continue to build your brand and stuff, like you could be like one of the faces post-fight career for
Right.
BKFC, like traveling around doing interviews and
Right.
covering the shows.
And that's why, yeah, I do want to. Social media is my missing piece. I say it every single time, but with proper social media and everything comes money. You have to have money to make money, and we're gonna just keep building, because I've done really well with what I got, and I'm gonna continue to do well with what I have, because like I said, I'm super grateful. I get to fight full time. I'm traveling just kind of whenever I want to the shows that I can go to. So life is good. Life is good, and we're gonna keep winning fights.
I know people are gonna be so stoked to see you tonight. You know,
Oh, yeah.
how the homie Ryan isn't gonna end up fighting, but people love when you come back, man. I just think it's awesome that you take the time. I mean, you just got back.
We honestly, it's super sad Ryan's not fighting tonight, just because that was one of the main reasons I wanted to come. Just because we're exhausted. We would love to just take our dog on a couple walks and chill, but I'm going to Billings next weekend, and just the opportunity to come back to my hometown where I graduated, everything, and put on a little bit of a celebration was right to come here before Billings. So, but next weekend we're gonna go hog wild. It's gonna be fun. Club Lux,
Connor's Club.
Connor's Club. Shout out Connor Lorenz, him and his fiance Trinity. They made the trek all the way to Dubai.
He was dogging Brandon,
and yeah, he made it clear to Brandon Allen that I am in fact his dad.
Yeah.
So fuck, dude.
Yeah.
It was awesome, but I can't wait to put on Club Lux and Lux Casino.
Yeah.
Oh, can't wait.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
That'll be a fun time. You said the 420 weekend, and then you got the celebration.
The cannabis party. Oh my gosh, the Canna Olympics.
Yeah.
Super pumped.
Well, and
super pumped.
I tell you every time. I mean, it's honestly just a privilege just to have you come on the show, and I mean, especially post, so close to post fight. Last time it was like right after your fight in Billings, but what's it like? I'm just surprised that you're even able to sit down and not be levitating. What? I mean, obviously Dubai, and it's like, once again, not to be like, oh, small town kid, but it's like, you just fought in one of the largest places to fight at in the world that's blowing up over there with all the fights, the PFL and everything they're doing over there. And then you not only put on a freaking mollywomping, but then afterwards you got Conor McGregor giving you just a huge blessings, shout out, giving you your roses. Then you got Conor McGregor lighting up a fat old stogie.
Yeah,
like,
Notorious Cigars, his new line that's been released, and yeah, that was my second cigar ever, and that was the most prominent one. That was pretty cool. But the big part of this is acting like you've been there. It's tough sometimes. Yeah. Trust me, it's tough. But act like you've been there, and don't take any of it for granted. Don't overdo it. And I think me and my girlfriend just put on such great game faces, and we get our job done. So, yeah, I'm one person away from Donald Trump and two people away from Vladimir Putin. So it's like we're going crazy. Yeah. We're going crazy. So whenever you put that into perspective, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, there's obviously some big faces like currently, like Sugar Sean and stuff, and there's Chuck Liddell and some of the bigs from back in the day. But it's like Conor McGregor might be like the most notable UFC person, and now he's involved with BKFC. So it's just cool, man. It's just super cool. Like I said, we were talking about last summer we went wakeboarding, and you shared the message that he had left you. Yeah. Then you go to Sturgis and had that awesome time and moment meeting him there, and then now you have this. Yeah. It's cool as hell.
It's cool, and I can't wait for the trip over to the Black Forge. I said, hey, I really want to come out to Ireland to the Black Forge Inn, and he goes, absolutely. So I can't wait to get that done, and maybe get some training in while we're over there. Gotta soak some in, but I'm gonna keep doing my thing. I'm gonna keep acting like I've been there, and we're gonna be there.
Yeah,
we're gonna be there, and it's a blessing, man, being able to literally take over the BKFC, and it was all by accident.
Yeah.
This was never supposed to happen. But whenever you meet random law of attraction with hard ass work and a fucking dream. Like, let's go. Like, you can do anything.
Well, and people can say what they want about you, but obviously you have a personality, like you're saying, that's very, I don't know if you want to say like attractive, but just you, no matter what angle it is, like you kind of have something that, like I said, that's entertaining, and when you talk to you can act a certain way.
And try to talk to everybody.
Yeah.
Like in some way, shape, or form, talk to everybody, because you never know.
Right.
Like, you never know. After this weekend in Dubai, it's crazy. I was just around so many crazy people.
One, I've told people, because they're like, well, he kind of acts cocky. And it's like, dude, if you have like an honest fucking conversation with this guy, it's like very easy to realize like who you are as a person. And yeah, I'm not trying to be all crazy about the Conor stuff. It is, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's insane to see just how level headed you're being for just meeting one of the
guy.
Largest, yeah.
He's the guy that got like me even interested in fighting. Like, I wanted to just take the personality to wrestling. Like, I in no way, shape, or form wanted to fight, but I was like, I can do what this guy's doing. This guy's being a showman, and I was already a showman in wrestling. Like, I like I said, talking shit to the ref, talking shit to my opponent's fans that are right there. Like, I was that guy.
You're already laying.
So it's like I was already, but then, fighting found me, because wrestling, unfortunately, I love wrestling to death, but it's a dead end sport. There's really no money in it.
It's all glory.
It's all glory and passion, which, trust me, I wanted to, but I also, you got to make a living. Yeah. Most of those guys, even Olympic wrestlers, have to work real, like 9 to 5 jobs. And it's just, to be great, I didn't want that.
Yeah.
And now I'm doing my thing and inching closer and closer.
Yeah.
Inching closer and closer to that financial freedom. So,
Bears, do you have anything you want to throw in? So I'll let you kind of.
So something I wanted to ask you is like, how different was it traveling to Dubai to fight versus like going to like Miami or Salt Lake or even here in Montana? Like, what was different in good way and maybe not so good way?
The biggest thing was language barrier, only because there was just a lot of stuff that could have been avoided if we all understood each other. Other than that, it was peaceful for the most part. Like, I had one table that was near impossible to get, but I didn't have 1,000 people messaging me for tickets last second. I didn't have, I wasn't being bothered, which I love all my fans and I love fighting here. But whenever I fight here, it's not that easy. This is a real professional athletics, but traveling, I don't deal with that. I really don't deal with that much, and it was nice. The travel was, we were there for a while. Had we had like a house or an Airbnb or access to our own laundry, it would have been just a little bit more cozy and a little bit less like we're in a hotel room. Because we stayed at an amazing place, amazing bathtub, amazing bed, like blackout curtains so we could sleep all day. So it was nice, and I want to continue to use this sport to travel the world. Lorenzo Hunt said he wants to go state to state. I want to go country to country and let everybody know who King Kai is. So that's the game plan. Travel and get the job done.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you have anything else you want to?
No, that was it. I was really just want to know like how like much the travel affected you and anything like that. And so you definitely would fight international again, right? Yeah.
And let me just mention the food over there. I was eating so much food during fight week, but it's because it didn't bloat me or inflame me at all.
It was all amazing.
Yeah. And it was like no bad preservatives. The ketchup has 2 ingredients or 3 ingredients or whatever. So it's like, I can definitely tell the rave about leaving the country. United States has some terrible food. Like, that's just fact. Because usually I can't eat. It's literally the opposite, but my weight was coming down so fast while I was over there. Like, I was eating steak and potatoes before my fucking workouts. Like, it was amazing.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a big note, that I would love to fly out of country so I can eat whatever the fuck I want. Because that was nice.
Yeah, definitely.
No, go ahead.
Oh, something I just wanted to ask too. How much do you think that your wrestling has helped you with bare knuckle? Because I saw you cutting those angles and just that was crazy. You don't normally see that as much, maybe from like a Lomachenko or something.
Yeah. So, I mean, I have to gift wrestling everything. Like, wrestling was the reason I fought HD properly. If there wasn't a clinch, HD is tough. HD's got hands, but the wrestling entirely shut that down instantly. Like instantly, I made that fight start to look easy because I was a wrestler. My wrestling really at this point is a negator because I know I can, like, I'm learning how to box and I like it's fun, it's different, and it's a little less dangerous than getting into that clinch, but nobody's going to out clinch me. So as long as I keep touching up on it, and if I ever need it, I know I can go to it, but I want to try to knock people out. I really want to I want to have less 5-round fights. For now, cool, I'm imposing my will, doing exactly what I train to do because I do it 10,000 times, and exactly what I tell everybody else. It's like, yeah, nobody's going to touch me because it's like, I'm just going to break them. It doesn't, like, I'm not looking for a knockout punch. I'm just looking to do whatever the fuck I want to these people. So the wrestling at this point is truly just like a negator that I know is kind of like a safety net because it's part of the rule set. It's a little bit boring, so I don't want to ever be a boring fighter, but nobody's going to beat me in the clinch.
So what is it, speaking of that, I'm glad you kind of brought that up. I feel like for a while people were kind of making it seem like you lived and died off of fighting off the clinch. Mm-hmm. And now, I mean, yes, you still use it, but you, like I said, you're advancing as a fighter where you're just seeing, not that you weren't throwing a bunch of punches before, but a lot of it was close contact stuff where now you're, like you said, you're advancing in your boxing. Yeah. How does it feel to know, like, and when just like people just want to hate, like it, not like you do this to spite them, but just knowing that you're able to transform like as a fighter. And
well, no matter what, it doesn't matter what they say as long as I keep winning. It's nobody can deny me. Like, I'm the best fighter on planet Earth. Like, right. And now I'm continuously proving it. And I invite I invite the toughest fights. I tell bare knuckle, I want to fight the toughest so I get paid more money. Yeah. That's literally how I negotiate. I just say, give me the toughest fight so I get the most pay. And then they put just random ass names on the contract. Yeah. So I honestly wish that we can get a super fight between me and like Ryan Garcia, because cool, I might not be able to outbox Ryan Garcia, but I'm going to outdog him. Right. I can clinch. Like, he turns his back away from people. He does that in a bare knuckle fight. Like, he's fucked. So like, honestly, like whenever I say I invite anybody on planet Earth to fight me, I truly mean that. But I want to get paid. That's why I want these bigger names. But I also just wish bare knuckle would bet on me. Like, they've always bet so much against me that it's time to just start betting on me. UFC versus BKFC versus World Boxing Organization, like whoever.
So kind of two things there. Is that kind of the eventual goal? Not right away, but within the next, I don't even know if I want to say few years, but before you get too old, you want to do like a super fight against someone. And yeah, like with the BKFC stuff, I feel like now it's kind of undeniable. It seemed we've talked about it more than once, but it's like they really pushed Duran and they really pushed Howard when in Salt Lake. I mean, they had him on the news and not the champ. And it just, you have the style, you have the attitude, you have the showmanship, and now you have Conor's grace. Like, it feels like it's kind of, you'd hope that it's undeniable at this point.
The super fight just needs to happen, because I even look up the 155 up and down that roster. Like, they're all tough, but they also have Jeremy Stevens in the rankings, like at 3rd. And he's just not that guy. Yeah. He's like, he throws and hits hard, but they all do. So there's not a lot that excites me. There's no crazy big money fights for me right now. So that's why it's like, find me anyone. Yeah. Find me anyone on planet Earth and make it interesting. Like, at this point, just put anyone in there and pay me.
Well, and I feel like shit, dude. It was almost like a year ago you were talking about, like, low key, I'm thinking about going to 155. Are you still kind of thinking about? Because I've been Duran, and it's like you spooked him out of the 145 division. Would it be?
Well, it's like then they're gonna want an instant rematch. But right. I don't need to fight any of those guys. I fight for belts. Right. Like, if HD would have won the fake King of the Street belt, like, cool. I would justify that, but he didn't. oops.
So would you maybe want to go and fight Palomino then, or like a interdivision or not interdivision?
I mean, I'm
but
down like that. I'm down, but I just don't think that like he's not even under contract with the BKFC. That fight's not going to pay me. Like,
okay.
Yeah, he's former pound for pound #1, but you saw what Austin Trout did with very little clinch training.
Dude.
He out clinched him and outboxed him, and it's like, sorry, but I'm that guy.
Yeah.
I'm just that guy. So, and I'm younger. And we just
we
bust out statistics. Like I just instantly have the advantage.
Yeah.
Let alone anything. But I work my fucking ass off. So,
so who would interest you then? I guess would be like the
Tenaglia would interest me. The Gary Fox from the UK, just to unify the belt even more as a world title. There's a literal UK BKFC champion, so it's like, come on, get rid of that. We're a world organization. Let's act like it. But other than that, like, get me a super fight against anybody, but get me it. I mean, Jeremy Stevens is fun. I hope, put him against Tenaglia. I think Tenaglia is way overrated. And then give me Jeremy Stevens. I think that would be very fun. That's a super fight, after he beat Eddie Alvarez, he got enough clout to make it worth it. But, yeah, that'd be a fun one. Like I at this point, usually I have a handful of names that I say after my fight. I really truly do, but at this point, I literally cleaned the division out, and there's nothing that would excite me.
When you got to watch Brandon Allen get
worked, and that's exactly what I told everybody. And honestly, watching Gaffey fight, he doesn't impress me at all. Like I just think that it would be another kind of Duran fight. I think it would be a very similar fight. He's dangerous, has heavy hands, but he's too flat-footed, too slow.
Right.
Like I'm just, like I said, I'm the guy, and I just put me in a position to truly be the guy.
When it would be cool, I think we talked about it in the last show, like a USA versus UK. Well, like, I mean, we have Mundell as the champ. There's some big people over there, you and a couple other people. Just like send some of our top tier fighters to fight some of theirs. And like you're saying, screw this BKFC UK champ and the BKFC USA champ. And like, all right, let's see internationally who's really got the steal. I mean, and you just fought Homeboy from South Africa in an international thing. I'd kind of say it's undeniable, obviously, at this point.
Yeah, bare knuckle, they're doing a lot of things right. I just think there's a couple things that would make a lot of sense just to round us all up and do our thing. But I'm just a low level champion, no big deal.
And who wouldn't love seeing you on like the 4th of July in an Apollo Creed outfit coming out in the UK?
In the UK, oh yeah, with the dance and everything.
Oh, you know how fun that would be.
Oh, that would, just minus him getting knocked out.
Yeah. Other than that part where,
but there, if you guys want the sure bet of 2025, 2026, and 2027, forget about that money. I think just keep betting it. Yeah. Keep betting it, because there's only one thing been super crystal clear, and that's my bare knuckle boxing record. So. Yeah. Fuck.
And so you came back you got yourself a little present before.
We had to. We got him down on price too. It was great.
Nice.
Like I said, balling on a budget, baby. But we had to treat ourselves and
give him a little show.
Little green,
little Rolex. Green's got the all green on today.
Yeah, all green. I've been doing too much blue. I wanted the blue, but then you see everybody and their damn dog with the blue. Mm-hmm. So it's like, let's. Speaking of dogs, Marty, he needs the bare knuckle chain, like a bare knuckle dog chain. I just thought, how that needs to match after I said dog, but yeah, it feels good. It feels good being able to treat myself finally, because we spend everything on travel and betting on myself. Really, we invested in myself, and it's 100% paid off. So like I said, I don't really have a room to bitch, but I'm a fighter. Fighters bitch about fighter pay.
Right. Well, and I mean, like you're saying, you're changing the sport and the face of it in the USA and internationally now for sure. So it's just like at a certain point, give someone their due, and you only have so many fights, you know, in a sport, especially like something like this. So it's like, let's treat the man's right who's doing it right, and we'll go from there. So
I hope we can do Italy or the UK.
Yeah,
just somewhere over there to keep traveling. Or if that's not an option, I'm sick of Florida.
Yeah.
It's just not even fun. Like, screw that. Unless they're like, they have to give me a Tesla truck for the week because they're bulletproof.
Yeah.
That's the only way.
Yeah, you were telling us about how it was like when you fought down. You kind of want to tell people a little bit. This kind of
well, it's just
it was
like
a crazy.
Even my mindset coach was getting fucking death threats like the whole week, and it's like, we know where the guys are staying. Like, we saw you guys out and about. Like, we have everything everywhere, and it's like, for one, you guys are lying. For two, it was just annoying, and it's like, but even the trip where I wasn't even fighting, it was like, you're unwelcome in Miami, and people are like, you watch your back, and it's like, you're fucking stupid, dude.
Right.
For one, I can do whatever I want, but Miami's just, it's old. It's old to me, and I like bare knuckle is kind of not getting away with, but all their Miami guys keep fucking losing.
Right.
So they're gonna have to go away from Miami eventually, and give me the Pacific Northwest. Like, let me fight where I'm at. Or if get Conor involved, and let's do a Conor McGregor headlines. I can co-headline, maybe even Conor co-headlines the Madison Square Garden. That would be fucking cool.
Yeah.
But that's probably a couple of years away. So
didn't BKFC, did they get something dealt with in Vegas, or are they far away from maybe getting Vegas on?
Well, technically it's legal in Vegas because of Power Slap. Power Slap is a gloveless sport.
Okay.
So that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah. Vegas
Vegas would be fun because Vegas is the fight capital of the world, so might as well
Yeah.
like get that done. But Vegas is also kind of a dying city, so
Yeah.
it's not a fight dying city. Like, obviously the fights are still crazy down there. It's cheap to travel too, so that would be, Vegas would be fun. Texas would be fun. Everything's bigger in Texas, so
yeah, Boston, New York, I feel like would be super fun.
it's super fun because, like I said, I just want to see the world. I want to do what I can do to take me, Dakota, and eventually, as we make more money, we can take more people along with us, have media, have Tweak, my podcast partner. Like, I just want to see the world, and I want to do cool things with my friends. So that's the goal. Just keep doing cool things with my friends.
You got to create it by believing first, and now you're manifesting it through hard work and dedication. So
yeah,
one day at a time.
The dark rooms, man. The dark rooms. We've had a long go, but I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Yeah.
So
No, like I said, man, it's just, I've got to watch just a minor bit of it, but it's super fun just watching the advancement as a fighter and a person. So we got your crack skull pepper. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Crack skull pepper, baby. So we have super limited supply. So they're probably gonna be sold out, but hopefully a link is coming soon. But currently we got them for $15 a bottle and $20 signed. We got the good old endorsement from Conor McGregor. He put it on his entire breakfast and smacked it down, and it doesn't get much cooler than that. So Montana, an Alpine Touch special cracked skull pepper, does not get better than that for steak, chicken, eggs, whatever you want it for. That's your thing.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of awesome and funny and whatever else. Like, thinking about you hustling it from out of your backpack, selling them at shows and stuff and other shit. And now you had fucking Conor McGregor doing sexy poses on the beach.
And I'll send you guys a clip. The way that I got it onto stage, I had to catch it. And I pulled off the craziest one-handed grab on stage in front of Conor, grabbed it, showed it. But you can only see it from the off-camera angle. Oh, I can't wait. It was great. So, but yeah, we got it on stage, and then Conor like rephrased it. It's a cracking contest. Yeah. So it's like, oh, that's fucking cool, dude.
Well, and just once again, to speak to your being able to be smart enough to market yourself, having someone there ready to chuck that to you, so you're like, bam, what's up?
Well, the camera guy stood right in between us.
Okay.
Like, whether they knew or something. So I just kind of waved my hand and hoped that Sears saw it. And I barely, and we had the keyword after I say crack skull pepper, and I said it, but I didn't finish my sentence. I misworded and misset it up. I see it fly, and then I lost it behind the camera guy. So I just went,
damn,
boom, caught it. It was amazing.
So it was like not a make or break moment, but that was a super clutch moment for you. Was this post fight?
No, this was weigh-in show.
Okay.
Weigh-in show, because I gifted it to Tommy.
Okay.
Because I told him that he's gonna have to get ready to get cracked skulls. But no, that like if there was ever a time to make this catch,
right.
This was the time. We've trained our whole life for it.
I got wrestler hands. Bam!
Fuck, it didn't get better than that.
That's awesome.
So athletic.
Yeah, dude.
So fucking athletic.
And like I said, just a great I mean, not only just to do that for Conor, but internationally on that stage, to do that, market yourself and market, that's just hella smart. So what was, we talked about a little bit, what was the fight atmosphere like? Because I thought I noticed like in Italy, they're going to do it. And then here with what they did within Dubai, it looked like a classier setup. Like I feel like a lot of the time you're used to kind of like, well, here, like a rowdy crowd, or in Miami, like it was the energy like different versus,
it was definitely way quieter.
Yeah.
Way quieter, way more reserved, but they were definitely into it. They were like, they intently watched it. They sat in their seats. They didn't ruin it for people behind them.
Right.
It was all eyes on this stuff. They definitely loved it, just a different vibe.
Right.
It was definitely high up. Like there was couches instead of chairs. Like, so it didn't get crazy packed. So
yeah. Well, and that's what I was kind of wondering when you were going there, just because things are so different as far as like respect and rules and stuff like that. I was wondering if the crowd was going to be, a little bit more reserved. But
yeah, but there was people like Michael Venom Page, a whole bunch of Dubai influencers, some India influencers, and just people from all over that side of the world. So it was cool to see that, there's a lot of similarities between that space.
Yeah.
From that side of the world to this side of the world, it's very similar.
Well, and like you said, they were obviously very interested and intently watching it. So there was still that love for the actual sport, just because they weren't drunk. I'm not saying nothing against it, but screaming and shouting and all that.
There was also people from Pakistan there that grew their mustache out and like curled it just for the fight.
That's awesome.
Like they were like, bro, yeah, we traveled just for you. Like this is crazy. So it's like, it's pretty cool having like worldwide fans now.
Yeah.
Like that, I got to actually experience that people all around the world know who I am. So
right.
It's pretty cool.
When it's one thing to be like, oh, I've seen this fighter on here, but to be like, oh, this dude's from freaking Pakistan and he's got the curly cued mustache now because I'm rocking it. That's a whole different level of influence, I would say, a little bit.
The mustache, baby, we're bringing it back.
Yeah.
And this story is not going to end badly like most handlebar messages. We're going to ride off into the sunset. We're going to have a good time.
Well, and also, like, your style, dude, is a part of it, too. And we talked about it last time. You guys kind of went with the Peaky Blinders and Billings. Every time you and Dakota just have these super awesome, amazing outfits. You look really well together. Both of you were doing it right in Dubai. Did you already know kind of how you were going to dress up, or how did all of that come? Your outfits?
So we actually accidentally did that. I was going to, our press conference outfit was actually supposed to be fight night, that pink suit.
Okay.
But they didn't tell us there was a press conference, so I had to go find a different outfit. We go on one walk, found this store, and I was like, let's get something traditional. Let's do it. And she looked amazing and so gorgeous in her dress that I was like, okay, we got to do this. We're doing this. So
yeah, I felt bad, but I had to say on your IG that day, I was like, Dakota stole the show a little bit with that dress.
Yeah. It was super nice. Super nice to just enjoy the culture, even, going to Sturgis. I had my cutoff shirt with the jean shorts. She had, her biker themed leather fit. So
yeah.
It was like, we gotta just fit, I don't want to say fit in, but we gotta we gotta experience it, and everywhere we go, I want to dress the vibe. Like, if we went to Philly and New York during the wintertime, we were all going to dress super mafia type.
Yeah.
Like just fucking
dark
theme, nice and warm. It would have been super fun.
When you're making it, like you said, you're making it fun. Like, you're there for business, but that doesn't mean that you can't. Obviously, you enjoyed the experience, but it just adds, once again, another level to something of why people would want to watch, not just you, but Dakota as well. And like, what are they going to wear this time? It'll be kind of like a thing, you should make that a guess.
I know,
like, hey, what will we, and I'm not saying you have to choose so many, or 4 or 5, and what are we gonna wear type of thing. And
I know that would be fun. Yeah, that'd be super fun. Because that is a big part of it. It's actually a big stressful thing. So I'm like, Dakota, pick it out. She picks out the best outfits. So I think that I do love my suits. So the next fight, we're gonna go back to it.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Unless we fight somewhere insane, then We'll
We'll
bust something
dress
out.
appropriately.
We'll dress appropriate to the occasion.
There you go, brother. Well, it'd be dope to see what you.
But one thing will always be clear: there will always be a gorgeous, perfectly woven mustache. Okay.
Well, it would be fun to see what you'd be wearing in Italy or something like that. But yeah, I'm lucky to have Libby because everyone always comments on how nice I look, and usually I look like a bum wearing like carpenter stuff right now. But when I dress up and people compliment me, it's only because Libby bought the clothes for me. So I understand that. I'm like, Libby, I'm going out to do this. What should I wear? And
The next fight, we're actually going to have a pretty surprising mustache. I'll have a surprise for everybody, so just stay tuned. Everybody, get ready for the new and improved mustache. It's going to be nice.
so have you been practicing some stuff then?
Yep, Dakota is going to be practicing.
Well, that was just a fun, not like funny, but it was just kind of a cool clip because what was that last year? We met up and you came to my house and you guys kind of got ready for the fights at Fusion. And it's just kind of cool to see, like, even though
Dakota,
you're not fighting,
get up here.
you're very involved. Do you want to sit here? Yeah. Well, you're very involved with like helping him get ready. Paris took the embedded stuff and it was you kind of helping him do the mustache. And I think that's cool in that you're willing to show people like, I don't know. I just feel like not like that's being vulnerable, but you're showing people like this other side of you that I just think it's really cool. And
to be fair, it's like there was a couple trips I had to go without Dakota, so we've kind of figured it out. She does the final touches now. She used to do like the whole thing.
Okay.
But now it's like, hey babe, make sure it's not as crusty.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the hardest part. Sometimes wax is just hard to deal with.
Oh, yeah.
So, and you can't see it even properly in the mirror. It's just, it never works out.
Well, and when someone's looking at you versus you trying to.
Yeah. So, but yeah, couldn't do it without her. We always look good.
Yeah, you guys are always on point. So I know you got a meeting coming up here soon and we're kind of getting close to the hour. Are you, you're coming to the fights tonight? Is there anything other than, obviously riding in a fight? You got a couple of dudes from Flow State fighting. What are you really excited about tonight?
Oh, we got Handsome Ransom fighting. I coached him in wrestling a little bit. So, and he's a CMR wrestler as well. So hats off to him for sticking with it. He's tough. He's tough. He's a good prospect. We got to find it. He's got to find a dog, and that's in no way disrespectful. In a disrespectful way, he's just young.
Yeah,
he's young, and like as he grows and finds that dog, he's gonna be super dangerous because his technique already looks amazing. Like he does really well with a lot of stuff. So can't wait to see his growth. Just because I haven't been in the gym, so I have no idea.
Right.
But as he gets older, he's gonna be a force to be reckoned with, and I hope he sticks with it. And I would definitely love to help train him in any way, even if it's just connecting him with people to train better. Like he's tough. Lance versus Berkman, I think that's a Montana fight that needs to happen, and I think that it's a long time coming. It's a great fight for both guys, and yeah, we're gonna see what's up. And always Flow State, baby.
They're always putting on. I think Trent,
Rico and Trent. Holy moly, the silent assassin. Exactly that. It sucks that I'm not in the gym, and but Rico, I appreciate him a ton. He messaged me the other night and it's just like, man, thank you for letting me train with you. And it's like, bro, like we were teammates.
Right.
I'm just glad that you're there. If I can stay there and
he's been grinding.
Yeah. So I'm super excited for him because no matter what, he's had a couple losses, but every single fight he's there to do his best.
Right.
Like, and that's all we need. Like, just try, just fucking try and don't give up on yourself. And people struggle with that. Rico does not. Yeah. So.
Well, and he, not saying he took that fight a little early, but that boxing match up there, he hadn't been training. I mean, he'd been training for a while, but you know what I mean? And,
right.
And I mean, kudos to him for just taking it, you know what I mean? But yeah, Ransom, to one note to him, I freaking love that kid. I've known his mom forever, and I got to commentate up in Cut Bank when his first fight, and it's cool because obviously he's a wrestler and he did really well on that end, but his defense and then getting up and watching his stand up and how he performed there, I'm really excited to see what he does if he can continue.
Yeah, and also, hats off to the main event, Chris Sarro versus Leo Bercier and Bare Knuckle, baby. Bare Knuckle's just fucking taking over, and it's just so undeniable now. And this is what we do, man. Like Bare Knuckle is sweeping the nation, sweeping the world, and it's great. Like the UFC kind of exploded with the addition of all these like smaller promotions. These regional is the correct terminology because like Fusion Fight League splits the difference pretty well. They're not they're not super small, and they're not, you know, a major organization, but they're well known in the Pacific Northwest. So Fusion puts on one hell of a show. They screen, so it's like they definitely give the fighters a platform. It's up to the fighters to do the rest.
Do with it.
Yeah. So
well, and smart of them realizing that Montana's hungry for BKFC or for bare knuckle fighting, and just like, all right, well, we're gonna bring it if they don't want to. So
I know I would love to work with BKFC and do a small promotion, almost like a prospect series, but my own. I don't want to step on Fusion. I would love to do it with Fusion, but have just a card for bare knuckle. And it's, you know, might be expensive, but if we get BKFC, like we make it a feeder organization for the BKFC, there's marketing there.
Well, and if you keep doing things the way that you do, I mean, pretty soon you'll be making those decisions.
Yeah, you know, I'm gonna just push, because I want to grow the sport. Like I'm not a hater of bare knuckle. You know, I'm hard to deal with on fight week, but oh well. Like, I'm cutting a lot of weight and I'm putting my body and life on the line. I just want things to run smoothly. Outside of that, I love bare knuckle. They've changed my life. Yeah. So, and I want to continue to grow bare knuckle. So, because like, I'm the guy. I keep swinging back to that this episode, but I'm the guy, and I want to take bare knuckle over that hill into the mainstream. I can do it.
I can't imagine that you're the first fighter that might be a little cranky fight week, you know?
Right, exactly. So
if they can't handle someone being a little mouthy, then they might be in the wrong.
Right.
So
especially I'm so young and
well, it seems like the sky's the limit, man. And like I said, we feel privileged that you carve in a little bit of time for us. It was nice having breakfast, and we got to discuss some other stuff. Is just nice. Like I said, man, anyone that doesn't know you, if they sit around and have like an honest, humble conversation with you, it's easy to realize the type of dude you are. You love Montana, you love your sport, and you're passionate about what you're doing, man. So
yes, sir.
Keep grinding, dude, and we'll just keep getting to watch you. Fucking, like I said, we need to have someone start making you some rings so you can get that Tom Brady on.
I know that Tom. Like we have a long way to go to get to that, but I'm gonna definitely, you know, I am gonna be the GOAT of this sport, and I know I'm not there yet. I mean, it's still so new, so I don't even want to yet. Right. Give me 5-10 years. I'm gonna set the bar so freaking high. I told everybody I won my first world title at a younger age than John Jones did. Just saying.
Right.
Just saying. I don't make the rules.
I just break them. Well, here soon, people use old T-shirts to make blankets. You're going to be using old freaking belts to make a blanket.
I know, for real.
Well, yeah, thanks for stopping in. You know, this was a fun episode, and we'll see you tonight at the fights. This is Through the Ropes podcast. Jake and Paris. Paris, you got anything to say before we take off?
No, just congrats, champ. It's always badass watching you fight. I always love it. Hopefully for the next one, I'll be in person. And if you have anyone you want to shout out, any sponsors or anything, go ahead and give a shout out.
Got that Harvey Singh with Singh Contracting, Native Grown, Silverleaf, Giga Chad, and Teriyaki Madness, Lithia Dodge. If you need a vehicle, it's springtime. Go get some Teriyaki Madness, yummiest rice bowls around. Silverleaf, Native Grown for that high level care, and Harvey Singh Contracting, roofs, gutters, and siding. Get at them. They support their Montana businesses, and they support Montana talent. So those are the businesses you guys need to support. So thank you guys.
Oh yeah, thank you. We'll see you guys
and
soon.
Kirigo, baby. Kirigo is a parlay of the week. Tune into my page, King Kai, or the Triple P podcast. We use Kirigo. Download the VPN, set it to Germany, and you know, maybe not bet on all the other locks, but bet on me. That's the lock of the year.
Hell yeah, lock of the century. All right. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We'll talk to you soon.